Alrighty, hello everyone, I am back again. I know I didn't do a video this past Tuesday, just very busy, I didn't get around to it, and there just wasn't a whole lot that I got, so I didn't decide to do a video. But with that being said, I did want to go ahead and talk about what I got in the mail here. It has been a few weeks of packages coming in from Target during the buy two get one free sale. I ended up ordering like 150 movies on the dot. Now, not every one of them is here because two of them got lost in the mail. So I called Target today and they ordered a replacement for a few, but they're not going to come for like 10 days. And I didn't want to wait, so I just wanted to get into it. But yeah, without further ado, I wanted to go ahead and just kind of get into it and talk about what I got. There's a lot of blind buys, a lot of Shout Select titles. I'm working on getting all those Shout Select titles. There's like 138 they're up to now. So you're going to hear me talk about some films. Some I'm just going to brush right over, just talk about what I got. And just try and go through as quick as possible. Try and cut it under 1 hour or so. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we'll start with this one right here. Which would be The Great Waldo Pepper. This is number 91 in the Shout Select title. I've never seen it, blind buy, but with the Shout Select titles, I'm buying all of them, so it really doesn't matter if it looks good or not, so I'm just trying to get their entire collection. The Pianist is another one, which is 119 in their label. Never seen this one. So there's going to be a lot that I don't know too much about, but some I'm looking forward to seeing, some I might not. This Gun for Hire, which is another Shout Select title here. This is number 73. Don't know much about it. So if you've seen any of these, please feel free to let me know, like, hey, yeah, you need to watch that, or, you know, don't bother. It's a waste of time. I've seen parts of this, Havoc, number 122. I love Anne Hathaway. I'll watch just about anything with her. Like I said, I've seen parts of this. Actually intrigued me, so I will be checking that one out. Looking forward to it. We've got, next up, M. Butterfly. Don't know much about this, number 125 in the Shout Select line. So can't speak on that one much. Used Cars is another one here. It's number 67. Don't know much about that. Seems pretty funny. So I'd be interested in checking that out. The Boxer is next up. I have never seen this, but I love boxing movies, and I read the back of it. It actually sounds pretty decent. Emily Watson and Daniel Day-Lewis. So that is number 76. I'll definitely be checking that one out. The Road to Wellville is next. Another Shout Select title here. This is 110. So you're going to see me go through a lot of Shout Select titles here. Like I said, never seen that one either. Nighthawks, Sylvester Stallone. I've never seen this one, but I wanted to check this out. So this is something that I'm looking forward to checking out. This is number 6, so it's a very old one. It's one of the first that they did. Another one is going to be The Missing, which is another Shout Select title, of course. You're going to hear me say that a ton. This is number 109. Never seen that one, so I can't speak on that either. All About the Benjamins. I think I've seen this. Eva Mendes, Ice Cube, Mike Epps. This is number 114. So one of the more recent ones. I believe I've seen either parts of this or I saw this like 10 or 15 years ago, but I can't remember it. So I'll definitely revisit that. Princess Caribou, 108 Shout Select. Don't know much about this. Like I said, some of these I really just ordered because it's in the Shout Select line, to be honest with you. But buy two, get one free, really good deals. So just want to complete that collection. But I just realized Phoebe Cates, and I really liked her, and especially in the 80s and stuff. So yeah, Dudes is next. Don't know much about this one either, but it's number 29 in the Shout Select line. Really couldn't. Catherine Mary Stewart is in it, but yeah, don't know too much about that one. Midnight Run is next up, number 3, so one of the first 3 that they did. This one's fun. It's funny. De Niro's great and everything, of course, and Charles Grodin's pretty funny in this. It's not as good as I'd hoped, but I'll have to revisit it. I thought it was good, just not my favorite movie out there, not my favorite comedy. Holy Motors is another Shout Select title here, 55 in the spine here. Don't know really anything about this at all. Ava Mendes is in this one as well. Yeah, so I don't know too much about that. Can't speak on that one. Next up, Death of a Salesman. You got Dustin Hoffman and John Malkovich. Number 7, so one of the first 10 that they did. Don't know much about this. I've heard good things. I've heard of it. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking forward to checking that out. Next up is Ned Kelly. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love Naomi Watts. So I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I've never seen it. But you got Heath Ledger and Orlando Bloom as well. But I'll watch absolutely anything with Naomi Watts in it. It doesn't mean I'll love it, but I will love her. So, yes. Next up, we got State and Maine. Talk about a huge cast. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Alec Baldwin, William H. Macy, Sarah Jessica Parker. This is number 121, Shout Select. So, don't know much about that one either, but a huge cast. Next up is The Tiger Hunter, another Shout Select title right here. We've got 38 in the Shout Select line there. And a lot of these, they don't come with a ton of special features. Usually sometimes you get a making of documentary, and usually a theatrical trailer. But as I look at most of them, it's mostly just a theatrical trailer. And like this one, audio commentary, image gallery, and theatrical trailer. The Great Northfield, Minnesota Raid. Robert Duvall. I don't know much about this. It is number 84 in the Shout Select line. Next up is going to be Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Ethan Hawke, Marissa Tomei. Yeah, this is number 103. So there's that. Never seen that one either. So a lot of these are blind buys. I mean, Shout Select titles I haven't seen. Next up is The Incredible Shrinking Woman. You got Charles Grodin and Ned Beatty as well. So there's that one. This is number 34. Try not to knock these movies over. You start to pile them too high, you got to be careful. Twins. I remember seeing this when I was a lot younger. Number 113. This in junior. I saw a lot younger as a kid. It was probably in my early teens or preteens, to be honest with you. But that and junior are pretty funny. It would be cool if Shout selected junior on Blu-ray. Candy is up next. We got Heath Ledger and Abby Cornish. I think, yes, Abby Cornish. I remember her. This is number 95. Abby Cornish was in Stop Loss. And Stop Loss is probably, I know it maybe doesn't get the most love in the world, but yeah, I love Stop Loss. And so that's how I know who Abby Cornish is. I think she was also in, oh gosh, that I can't even remember off the top of my head what it is called. But yeah, Abby Cornish is a pretty good actress. So looking forward to checking out Candy. Human Nature is up next. We got Tim Robbins, Patricia Arquette, it looks like. Yeah, this one's number 118. Don't know much about this, but I'll definitely check it out. So like I said, most of these I will actually watch because Shout Select, I'm interested in a lot of these titles, but some I'm not really interested in. This one's number 117 right there. City Slickers 2. I got the first one. This one is called City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. I heard good things. I heard these are pretty funny, so I'll definitely check it out. Both of those back to back eventually. I already have the first one. Next up, you got A Fantastic Fear of Everything, which is number 17, Simon Pegg, which is really looks pretty young. This one's from 2012, so right there you got 2012, younger Simon Pegg a little bit. Next up is Quigley Down Under. Don't know much about this one either, but it is number 48 right there. Next up, we've got A Midnight Claire. Another pretty big cast. Kevin Dillon, John C. McGinley, Frank Whaley, Gary Sinise, big fan of him. Ethan Hawke, A Midnight Claire right here. This is number 106. Looks like possibly a World War II movie. I love war movies, so that is something I'd definitely be interested in. I'm a huge fan of anything war-related. Next up is Boom. Another Shout Select title here, of course, number 79. I don't know much about this one. I don't know if I'd be interested in it, but yep, there's that. Next up, we've got Talk to Me. Don Cheadle, Cedric the Entertainer, Mike Epps, Martin Sheen, Taraji P. Henson. This one's number 74. Continuing on with the Shout Select, we got Backbeat, number 64 in the line. I don't know much about this one either. Little Big League. I remember watching this. This is number 120 in the spine. I remember watching this as a kid. You got behind the scenes featurette. You got new interview with actor Timothy Busfield and interview with actor Luke Edwards. And then a theatrical trailer. So I'm not sure if that's Luke Edwards or not. But I loved this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. Little Big League is a blast. I love this and Rookie of the Year. This one came out in 1994. So I think a few years before Rookie of the Year maybe. Rookie of the Year might have been 95. But yeah, they're both a lot of fun. But this one's actually, I don't know. I like the serious element of this now. I know it's a little bit, quite a bit unrealistic. But I thought the kid does a really good job. I just had a lot of fun with this movie. It's a ton of fun. If you haven't seen this and you're a big fan of baseball or anything like that, it's great nostalgia in it. Yeah, a lot of fun. Really big fan of Little Big League, and I'm looking forward to checking it out on Blu-ray because I think that's the first time it's ever been on Blu-ray. Next up, we've got Biloxi Blues right here, which is going to be number 89 in the spine here in the label. Christopher Walken and Matthew Broderick. I love Christopher Walken. Elvis, which is a John Carpenter film, and I did not know that. I didn't even realize that. You got number 2 in the spine, so this is the second one that they ever put out. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out because it's a John Carpenter film. Funny little story, too, is I'm working on trying to collect all the John Carpenter movies here, and none of the movies I ordered from the Target sale from Shout Select came with a slipcover. I'm a huge slipcover Nazi, if you want to call me that. So I love collecting all slipcovers. If it came with it in the original pressing, I need the slipcover. But none of the ones I ordered from Shout Select came with the slipcover, so I didn't even have to worry about it. Next up, Brighton Beach Memoirs. Don't know much about this one. It is number 72. Definitely have to check that one out. It actually sounds pretty interesting, decent. Like I said, if you've seen any of these or have any thoughts, please let me know. I might mispronounce some of the names. I'm pretty sure that's Jerry. Maybe it's Gary, but I'm going to go with Jerry. This is number 98. Casey Affleck and Matt Damon, so good cast. I love Casey Affleck. Don't know much about this, but I'm sure it's their oldest title, The Glass Key. This is number 60. It's from like 1942, so this is an older movie. Macon County Line. You got number 39. Don't know much about this one either. But yeah, this is 1974, so another older title. Chris and Wayne were all three, and they had crossed the Macon County line, so that is a little tagline there. Next up, we've got Home for the Holidays and Bancroft, Robert Downey Jr., Holly Hunter, and this was directed by Jodie Foster, which I didn't even know had directed movies. So this is number 32 in the spine. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. Crisscross is up next. Another probably older one, 1949. This is number 85 in the spine. I don't know much about that one either. We've got Someone to Watch Over Me, Tom Berenger, and Mimi Rogers. So, don't know much about this one. Number 69 in the spine. I've seen parts of this. Very Bad Things. I've seen like half of it. I've seen bits and pieces here and there. I know the idea. I've seen a lot of the clips and stuff, but I'm definitely... They have an interview with Jeremy Piven and Daniel Stern on this, so that's pretty cool. 1998, number 99 in the spine. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out that entire movie in its entirety. So that should be a fun one. Directed by Peter Berg, I believe. Yeah. Masked and Anonymous is up next. Number 101. Don't know much about this one, but pretty big cast. I'll have to check that out as well. Next up, we've got Into the Night. This actually sounds pretty interesting. Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer. We've got number 35 in the spine. Definitely looking forward to checking this out and seeing what that's all about. This is one I'm just not going to watch. This does not look appealing to me. I only got it because it was buy two, get one free sale. But yeah, this doesn't, yeah, The Plague Dogs. I have zero interest in this, just to be honest. But, you know, when you're a couple movies away from completing the entire label, you got to get it. So having all of them, I just think they would look so nice on the shelf, having them 1 through 138 and so on and so forth, chronological order. We've got the TV set up next. I don't have a clue what this is. Nothing But Trouble, John Candy. And the next one, this is number 124. And then the next one after that is Going Berserk. And this is number 126. I don't know anything about really Going Berserk or Nothing But Trouble, but they're both John Candy. I think Chevy Chase is in one of them. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking those out. I'm a big John Candy fan. He was great. I think that's all of my Shout Select titles I got. So, next up would be Possession. This is MVD Marquee Collection, part of their label. So you're going to see a lot of MVD Marquee Collection titles and a lot of Shout Select titles here. And we've already went through the Shout Select ones. But just kind of working on completing some labels, collections, different things like that. Never seen this. It does have Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, though, so that's pretty awesome. I love her. Next up, we've got Royal Deceit, another MVD Marquee Collection. Don't know much about this. But Christian Bale and Kate Beckinsale. So who doesn't love Kate Beckinsale? Gorgeous. Just pretty much perfection. You got Guy Pearce and Piper Perabo, or Perabo, however you want to pronounce her name. This is First Snow. So funny story. I didn't know much about Guy Pearce, but I think he's the actor from Lockdown, which John Carpenter actually sued the writer of that movie for like plagiarism, having the same script as like Escape from New York, I guess. But I recently watched Memory, and he was in that, and I really liked him in that. And I didn't even know it was Guy Pearce, to be honest with you. So I think he's a good actor. Next up is Zeroville. James Franco, Megan Fox, Seth Rogen. So really, Danny McBride. So a little fun fact about me. I hate Danny McBride. I know there's a lot of fans of him out there. I can't stand Danny McBride. I don't think he's funny. I didn't know that James Franco directed this. But I don't think he's funny. I think his script for Halloween, the new Halloween trilogy, is just awful. I don't think he could write to save his life. You will never hear me say a good thing about Danny McBride. When it comes to actors, he's my least favorite actor out there. I don't think he's funny in the least bit. But I know there's going to be fans or people that hate me for those comments. But film is subjective, and we don't all like the same people. But just not a fan of Danny McBride. And to be honest with you, I really refuse to watch any of his stuff. I just can't stand him. He's just not funny to me. Enigma is up next, which is an MVD Marquee Collection title as well. Don't know much about that one. After that, we've got Mr. Jealousy, another MVD Marquee Collection title. Don't know much about that one either. I'm going to push these back a little bit. Alrighty. Next up is Where the Red Fern Grows, another MVD Marquee Collection title. No, I didn't see that as a kid. It seems like something we would watch as kids, but I didn't see that. Camino is the next up right here. Another MVD Marquee Collection. So like I said, I grabbed a lot of those. Never seen that one either. Hudson River Massacre, MVD Classics. It's not part of the Marquee Collection, but I grabbed it. Probably on accident thinking it was, but it happens. Delirious, never seen this one as well. Don't know much about it. Also part of the MVD Marquee Collection. Another one, MVD Marquee Collection. This sounds pretty cool. New Blood. You got Shawn Wayans, which I'm assuming is one of the Wayans brothers. John Hurt. Don't know much about that. Never seen it, but I'll check it out. Even Money. This one sounds pretty good. Don't know much about it. It's another MVD Marquee Collection. It's kind of what I'm going through at the moment. Winter Passing. Another MVD Marquee Collection. Yeah, I know. You've heard me say that a lot. This cast sounds really good. Will Ferrell, Ed Harris, Zoe Deschanel. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. Mortuary, which is a Tobe Hooper film. Don't know much about it. Never seen it. MVD Marquee Collection. Maybe checking that one out. Edmund is next up. Another MVD Marquee Collection. So, much like the Shout Select, I didn't buy any of the MVD Marquee Collection titles. That came with the slip in the original pressing. I don't like to have to worry about it. If it does, it won't. But yeah. Next up is Murderous Trance, which is another MVD visual. So, not part of the Marquee Collection, but yeah, another MVD title. Alrighty. Now we're going to get into some that I've seen. Mostly, a lot of these I've seen. Standard Blu-rays, things like that. So, we've got Hostage is up next. I love this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It's good. Bruce Willis is great. I like Jonathan Tucker. Pretty sure Jonathan Tucker. You got Ben Foster in it, who's just really evil in this movie. Kevin Pollak. Yeah, this is a good cast. This one's good. 2005 this came out, and I saw this in theaters with the family. Had a lot of fun with it. It gets a little out there, I guess, at the end, but... Next up, Wind Talkers with Nicolas Cage. I know this movie gets a lot of hate. I love this movie. Mark Ruffalo's in it. Just Adam Beach is in it. Such a good movie. John Woo directed it. I know it gets a lot of hate. I love this movie. I don't care what anyone else has to say. At the end of the day, no matter what people have to say, as long as you love a movie, that's what's important. And I love this one. There's some great war sequences in it. Christian Slater's in it. Yeah, just a really good war flick. I mean, but it gets a lot of hate. But I like it. Nicolas Cage, come on. What Lies Beneath is up next. This is another one that I actually haven't seen. I don't believe I've seen all of it. I might have seen parts. Robert Zemeckis directed this, who also directed Castaway. But yeah, never seen that one. Speaking of Castaway, we've got that one right here. And I love this movie. This is in my top, probably, I'd say top 100 favorite films of all time. Tom Hanks is up there with one of my favorite actors. He's probably number 2, him and Kevin Costner. Ben Affleck would be up there, but I love Tom Hanks. Has there ever been a bad movie that he's been in? I doubt it. He could win an Oscar for every role he's in. He deserved an Oscar for this one as well. I also think he should have won an Oscar for Captain Phillips, and he wasn't even nominated for Best Actor. I feel like sometimes these actors get brushed over when they are just nominated so much. But at the same time, Meryl Streep's been nominated like 27 times. So why can't Tom Hanks get an Oscar nomination every time he's in something, and it's great. But yeah, he's so good. He honestly could win an Oscar for everything he's in, and I love this movie. Speaking of Castaway, like, it's just impressive how you can make a film where he's stranded on an island for an hour and a half, and the movie is so captivating. It's not boring. I wasn't bored for 1 second watching this movie, and the ending is so good. It's sad. Oh my gosh, I got nothing but good things to say about this movie. You ever watch a movie, you just love it so much, you just don't, you're at a loss for words. Yeah, that's Castaway for me. Still Waiting, the sequel to Waiting. If you've ever worked in a restaurant or food industry, service industry, these movies are a lot of fun. Super unrealistic. I'm pretty sure a lot of these things don't ever happen, but they're fun to watch. They're entertaining. Signs up next here. This is such a good movie. I remember watching this in theaters. Gosh, I believe it had to be like the early 2000s. I don't think I have a year for you on here. But yeah, I'm going to go with like 2000 or 2001. But yeah, this is a good movie. It kind of scared the hell out of me when I was a kid watching this in theaters. It's pretty intimidating. The ending, when they first show like the alien, it's pretty intense for, a little kid. I thought it was really good. Just Visiting is up next. This is a Kino Lorber title. This came out a couple of years ago on Blu-ray. They released it. I saw this once in theaters. It's been forever. I haven't seen it since. I remember thinking it was pretty decent, but I've been wanting to revisit it, and it was perfect time to grab it. Next up is going to be King of the Mountain. This is a Scorpion releasing title. They do a lot of work with Kino Lorber. This has Dennis Hopper in it. Yeah, looking forward to checking this out. It sounds pretty good. Scorpion Releasing doesn't put their logo on the spine. They actually do it right there on the back. There's Scorpion Releasing. So, in order to find out if it's a Scorpion Releasing title, you got to kind of look on the back. Troma title, I believe. Yep, Troma right here. Return to Nukem High, a.k.a. Volume 2. So, I wanted to order the first one as well in the Target sale, but by the time I went to do it, it was gone. There was only like one left, so it was gone. But yeah, I want to check out all those Return to Nukem High, Class of Nukem Highs. If you've ever seen them, please feel free to let me know your thoughts on them, if they're any good, if they're worth checking out. Night Patrol. I believe this is the one that's a spoof one. There's another one that I get mixed up with this. I think similar titles or something like that is Michael Keaton. But this one is the spoof one, Night Patrol. I didn't think this was that great. I thought it was decent. A little stupid. I guess that's the idea. But yeah, another Scorpion releasing title. Next up is Accepted. I love this movie. I think this came out in, 2006? So I was about 15 years old. And it came out on Blu-ray for the first time last year by Mill Creek, actually. And this movie's so much fun. Yeah, 2006. It is a blast. It's funny. Blake Lively's great. Justin Long is hilarious. And if you were born in the 90s, probably even like the 80s, this movie's so relatable. It's funny. It's not realistic or anything like that, but it's a lot of fun. Kind of a good message in there as well. Just some good comedy. It's a little raunchy at times, but Blake Lively and Justin Long have really good chemistry in it. I love this movie. Maybe if you're like, Gen Z, if you were born in the 2000s, I don't know if this movie would necessarily bring it home for you, but yes, me and my friends, we love that movie. But, I'm born in 91, so that movie, I was 15. I was just getting ready for college eventually, and so that movie was pretty fun for me. Little Man. This movie's hilarious. I know this probably doesn't get a lot of love. Speaking of which, we need White Chicks on Blu-ray badly. But this movie's hilarious. Much like White Chicks, and I just love Little Man. It is funny. There's, it's corny, it's cheesy, it's over the top, it's stupid and silly, but it's fun. It's fun. It's an entertaining movie, and to me, there's a lot of laughs, but I like silly humor like that. This is my kind of comedy. It's a little raunchy. It's inappropriate, so I like inappropriate humor. The jokes land with me. Some people aren't going to enjoy that stuff, though. Funny Farm. Never seen this one. This is a Code Red title. But yeah, definitely have to check this one out. Don't know much about it. Next up is Fraternity Vacation. I watched this a few years ago for the first time. You got Tim Robbins in this. This movie's hilarious. I know that it maybe some of these movies feel dated, but I'm sorry. I love Porky's. I love American Pie. I love all those 80s, 90s raunchy comedies. They don't really age to me. I still think Porky's is funny. I understand a lot of the jokes don't quite click, and especially in today's society and stuff like that, and super sensitive people out there, but the movie's funny to me. Porky's was funny. It'll still be funny in 30 years to me. I don't care. Fraternity Vacation, but this movie's also right up there, for kind of a raunchy comedy. It's super inappropriate jokes, but yeah, Scorpion Releasing also released this, but this movie's fun. If you've never seen it and you're into raunchy comedies, check out Fraternity Vacation. It's funny, and it's like $18. Speaking of raunchy comedy, I don't know much about this. It's a Troma title. It's called Last Day of School. I'm just into raunchy comedies. I love inappropriate humor, and so this just seems like it'd be something that's kind of caught my eye. 4 college guys caught cheating on their final exam are forced by their unstable teacher to perform a series of outrageously funny and sexy tasks in order to graduate. The back of it doesn't look great, but the plot just sounds like it's kind of my kind of humor, so we'll see. Could be terrible. I've watched plenty of terrible movies before it happens. Next up is Bad Manners. this is released by Scorpion Releasing. So right there. Looking forward to checking this one out. Haven't seen it. A lot of those actually seem like my kind of comedy. So RV, I've actually never seen this one. Don't know much about it. Next up, Money for Nothing. I believe this is a Kino... Nope, this one's Mill Creek. Kino Lorber also released this movie. A lot of Mill Creek titles get released by Kino and back, so on and so forth. Vice versa. But Money for Nothing. A friend of mine, Mike, recommended this one to me. Told me I have to see it. So, definitely check that out. I get a lot of these movies were recommended to me. I got friends that recommend movies, Instagram, things like that, and I just check them out, and I kind of add them to the cart and just buy them, especially when they're buy two, get one free. Small Soldiers, very nostalgic. Just got released on Blu-ray for the first time last year. I enjoy this movie. I had fun with it. You know, I saw it as a kid, so it was great. I mean, I was like 7 years old at the time. I know my buddy Chris is a big fan of that one as well. So it's fun. It's fun. It's, you know, fun humor. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I remember really liking this when I first saw this probably 15 years ago. I think Sarah Jessica Parker was gorgeous in the 80s. Just not quite so much anymore, in my opinion. But Helen Hunt still looks great for me. But yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker in the 80s was great. I just don't care for her much anymore. But yeah, I remember Girls Just Want to Have Fun being a lot of fun. And then I rewatched it recently a few years ago, and I just thought it was okay. It was like a little boring, I guess. So I'll have to revisit it and see if it kind of how I feel about it again. I'll definitely watch it. Next up is Closer. All right, I got a buddy, Andy, on Instagram. He goes by Fish, so if you're not following, go check him out. But he told me I have to see this. He wants to check it out with me, so I will definitely have to check out Closer. Probably sometime this week. I'll check it out with him. But yeah, don't know much about that, but Natalie Portman's great. So I'll definitely look forward to checking that one out. Hot Tub Time Machine 2 is next up. I've seen the first one. I have the first one. I don't think I've seen all of this. Chevy Chase he didn't age very well. Now, I know he's in his 80s, but yeah. Stick with Burt Reynolds. Kino Lorber title. Don't know much about this one, but I was interested in checking it out, so I grabbed that. Next up after that is The Condemned with Stone Cold and Steve Austin and the Vinnie Jones. So The Condemned. I'm a big fan of Stone Cold. I think he's Steve Austin. I think he's a lot of fun. You know, those WWE stars, they put in a lot of work. They're hard workers, and they're not the greatest actors, but their films are enjoyable. I think a lot of these WWE movies are a lot of fun. If you're looking for just a lot of entertainment, The Condemned's fun. It's kind of like Hunger Games. It's just kind of a free-for-all, and this one's a lot of fun. Stone Cold's great in that one. Soul Surfer is up next. Now, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian or whatever, whether you hate these kind of movies, this movie's a lot of fun. It's really good. It's based on a true story. I thought the acting was actually quite good. Dennis Quaid's in it. I love Anna Sophia Robb. I think she's gorgeous. Yeah, it's a true story too. It's about a surfer who gets her arm bitten off in a shark attack, as you could see right there. So I enjoyed that one. I had a good time with it. Carrie Underwood, maybe not so much for acting, but she's a good singer, right? Next up is My Dog Skip. Kevin Bacon, Luke Wilson, Diane Lane, Frankie Muniz. I haven't seen this in probably, 20 years maybe. What year did this come out? I know it was the 90s. 1999, so it's about 8 years old or so. But yeah, I remember liking that one as a kid. I'll have to revisit that. It's a great time when you could watch movies that you haven't seen in 20 years, so that's a lot of fun. A Bay of Blood. So I listened to a podcast recently, and they were talking about this movie, and The Last House on the Left, and kind of comparing the two. And then recently, I've been listening to a ton of Slash and Captain, his podcast that he has. And he talked about this movie, and he talked about how, you know, it's kind of a slasher, and a lot of people love to praise Halloween and how that kind of created slashers, and it's like the Godfather slashers. I couldn't disagree more with that statement. Let me explain. So there's a ton of movies that came before Halloween, ton of slashers. So I love Halloween. I think it's a great film, but I think I just kind of get annoyed by all the people that are obsessed with it, thinking it's the greatest slasher of all time, or even saying it's the first. Things like this, a lot of giallos, a lot of different Italian filmmakers, Last House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Sweet Alice, Sweet Alice, Black Christmas, all of those movies came before Halloween, and same with this. But yeah, I digress. Sorry for the little rant there. Never seen this one, but I'm looking forward to checking this out. It was released by Kino Lorber, and they used to do a different label back in the day. So these are like their Kino Classics, I guess, so maybe under a different name, not too sure. My Father, the Hero, another Mill Creek title. This was also released by Kino Lorber as well. It's got Katherine Heigl. I don't think she's necessarily the greatest, but yeah, I'll check it out. How bad can it be? Blind Date. Kim Basinger and Bruce Willis. This is an RLJE title, actually, as you can see right there. And it was released, I believe, in 2014. Yeah. So RLJE, they do a lot of cool slipcovers now in their movies, and they seem to be almost exclusively, for the most part, horror related now. But yeah, I didn't know they were around for this long. But yeah, Blind Date. Really looking forward to checking that out. I've never seen it before, but I've heard good things. I've heard it's a lot of fun. Next up is Death Wish. I'm working on getting all 4 of them. Never seen it. I've seen parts of this. I know the premise. But yeah, there's 4 of them. Charles Bronson. A Knight's Tale is up next. Heath Ledger. Seen this one. I enjoyed this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm actually really looking forward to revisiting that. That should be a fun time. Next up is The Longest Yard. One of my favorite Adam Sandler comedies. It's probably one of his last good ones. I like it when Adam Sandler plays a serious role, and he's pretty serious in this. It's silly, but it's a lot of fun. Just got a Blu-ray release for the first time last year. I missed it, so I finally picked it up. I recently watched this for the first time, probably a couple months ago or so. The second, Ryan Phillippe, Casper Van Dien. It's not great. But it's entertaining. There's some decent action in it. I had fun with it, so I picked it up. Buy 2, get 1. So yeah, I had fun with it. Con Air is up next. Nicolas Cage, of course, this is a classic. I love this movie. Who doesn't love Con Air, though, right? I love that movie, and I don't have it. So you'll see most of these movies, they're standard Blu-rays of stuff I don't own. Like almost all of these titles I don't own, so they're first-time buys, so it's great. Tombstone, I know they sell this, I think, for $5 at Best Buy, but it was cheap, and it was buy 2, get 1 free, so I picked that up. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. Never seen that either. Next up is Postman. This was also directed by Kevin Costner. And he also directed Dances with the Wolves, which I think he won an Oscar or a few Oscars for that. Kevin Costner is my favorite actor. Number 1 favorite actor, him and Tom Hanks. This is like 3 hours long, and so is Dances with the Wolves. So I guess when he directs films, he makes them long. Demolition Man, Wesley Snipes, and also Sylvester Stallone. Don't know much about it. Hopefully it's better than Judge Dredd from like the early 90s with him. The Last Castle. I remember watching this probably, oh boy, it was when it came out. It was probably 20 years ago because this came out in 2001. Came out on Blu-ray for the first time last year. Great movie, great cast, really incredible film. I cannot wait to check this out again because it has been 20 years. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that holds up. Robert Redford is just remarkable in that movie. She's the Man. So fun little story about this one. I love this movie. This is a ton of fun. But yes, I ended up going to the theater to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning back in 2006. I was probably 14 or 15 years old when this came out. I was not able to get in. I was with a couple friends of mine. They were like, I don't know, 19 or 20 years old. And I was like 15 at the time. And so I wasn't 18 and my friends weren't 21. So they wouldn't let me into the theater because I wasn't accompanied by a 21-year-old. So I had to go see this one while my friends went to go see Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. But I love this. I had a lot of fun with it. And I still got to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning in theaters eventually, I think with my dad. So this was fun. Amanda Bynes, before she kind of just, I don't know what you want to say, when loony or like a lot of child stars did. But, oh my God, Amanda Bynes, like in the early 2000s, is she the definition of perfection back then? Heartbreak Kid. This is a great cast. I love when Ben Stiller plays a serious role. Now, I'm not saying this movie's super serious. It's silly. This movie's fun, though. It is funny. I've also seen the original with Charles Grodin. It's also great. But yeah, I love the Heartbreak Kid. The scene where he's sitting at the in the very beginning at the dinner table, spoilers alert, with the little kids, and they're kind of just making fun of him. It's funny. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Ben Stiller when he plays a serious role. And his father's in that movie with him. His real dad. So Heartbreak Kid's fun. Michelle Monaghan, also Malin Alkerman, if that's how you pronounce her name. Barbershop, The Next Cut. Wasn't sure if I owned this, but I don't. This is actually came out a few years ago, I believe. And it's like the third in the franchise of Barbershop. So this is the third entry in there. I own the other two from MVD, so good luck, Chuck. I think Dane Cook is a terrible actor, but Jessica Alba's in this. This movie's funny. It's a lot of fun. It's hilarious. It's silly. It's about a guy who every time he sleeps with a woman, the next man that the woman meets, she ends up marrying. So he's like a good luck Chuck. But it's funny. It's silly. Jessica Alba's a super big clutch in it. Or a klutz, I'm sorry. And but she's gorgeous, right? Who doesn't love Jessica Alba? So that one's fun. It's pretty funny. Point of No Return. I think my buddy Andy recommended this one to me. I could be wrong. Never seen it. Don't know much about it. But I love Bridget Fonda. Big fan of her. Next up, we got Friday. My buddy Chris told me to watch all three of these. They're a lot of fun. I've never seen any of them. And this was the only one I got. The other two I'll have to grab eventually. But Chris Tucker, he's hilarious. Purple Rain, don't know much about this. I don't know if somebody told me to get this. I can't remember, but I might have been interested after reading a plot. But yeah, I'll have to check out the Purple Rain. Next up, we've got The Man Who Knew Too Little, Bill Murray. Don't know much about this, but looking forward to checking it out. I think my buddy Mike told me to watch that. So if people recommend movies, I try to grab them as blind buys. It's fun, especially if your friends are recommending movies, they should know your taste. Mad Money. I saw this in theaters. I thought it was okay. Queen Latifah, Katie Holmes, and I think Diane Keaton. Yeah. So, loose disc in that one. I only had 2 loose discs out of all 140 or so titles I got, so not too bad. We're almost done here. Cellular is up next here. Chris Evans. I think this is like one of, if not the only movies that Jason Statham plays a bad guy, but like a villain. He's pretty good in this. Chris Evans, he's okay in it, but Kim Basinger's great in this. And it's a lot of fun. This movie's like just pretty intense moments. It's a lot of fun. The ending is pretty wild. I really like that one. All right, next up, we've got A Long Way Down. It's got a killer cast. This is a great cast. I love this movie. I recently watched it for the first time on Hulu recently, probably a couple months ago. Aaron Paul, Pierce Brosnan, Toni Collette. Imogen Poots is amazing. I love Imogen Poots. I hope she gets a lot more roles. I'm a big fan of this movie. It's really heartfelt. Starts a little bit slow at first, but I think this movie gets so much better as it goes on. I might have even started tearing up by the end of this movie. This movie's really good. I know it might not get the most love, but check this out if you haven't. I'm pretty sure it's still on Hulu. Next up is Gone in 60 Seconds. Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie. You got, I think, Delroy Lindo. This is such... Robert Duvall. This is such a good movie. It's so much fun. I've seen the original. That ending car chase just goes on forever. But yeah, this is a fun one. I love this movie. This movie's loaded with action. It is a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the remake of Gone in 60 Seconds, you'll have to. Something's loose in there. Swordfish. Everybody knows this movie because it's the first movie that ever showed Halle Berry's tits in it. So I feel like everybody knows it from that. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good movie. John Travolta, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Don Cheadle. It's pretty fun. Got some twists and turns. It felt like a hacker. Paycheck. Grab this one. Ben Affleck, big fan of him. Never seen it. Looking forward to checking this one out for sure. It actually went out of stock and then went back in stock, and I grabbed it during the sale. The Watcher. I've seen this once, a long time ago. Marissa Tomei and Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is great. He's crazy in this movie. He's a wacko in this. If my buddy Chris is watching this, he needs to check this movie out because this is like right up his alley. But yeah, this movie's pretty crazy. So The Watcher, it's a fun one. I enjoyed it. We'll see how well it aged because it's like 20 years old. But I remember seeing this in theaters. Marissa Tomei back in the day she was perfect. Kindergarten Cop. I've never seen the sequel. But yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is so much fun in this movie. He is hilarious. Arnold is great in comedy, to be honest with you, too. Like Jingle All the Way and stuff. Regardless if you like this movie or not, the kids are funny. This movie's great. It is so much fun. Kindergarten Cop is a classic. Toy Soldiers, another Tim Robbins movie here. Never seen it, don't know much about it, but it seems like it's something that's up my alley. This is, alrighty, the back of it here. The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner. Never seen this, I've heard great things. I think my buddy Andy told me it's really good too. My dad's told me it's great. I remember seeing that on VHS a lot of times in video stores. Waist Deep is up next. I love this movie when I was younger. Megan Good, she's gorgeous. Lorenz Tate, The Game, terrible actor, but Tyrese Gibson. This is a fun one. This is a lot of action in it. His kid gets taken, and he just kind of goes out, to get his kid back. It's just a lot of action. It's fun. Not the greatest movie in the world, but if you're looking for some just fun and stuff like that, it's fun. I loved Lorenz Tate when I was a lot younger. He was in A Man Apart as well. Ransom. I've seen this on VHS and stuff so many times back in the day. Mel Gibson. My buddy Chris told me to watch this, so I grabbed this one during the sale. I'll have to check that one out for sure. Outbreak. I remember seeing this a ton in video stores back in the day too. Never seen this one, but you got Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, and Morgan Freeman, so I'll have to check that out. School of Rock with Jack Black. Yeah, this movie is a ton of fun. If you're not a fan of School of Rock, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. Once again, these movies are very nostalgic to me because I was like 12 years old when this came out. So if you were born in the 2000s, I don't know how these movies will, they'll feel for you, but if you're born in the 80s and 90s, a lot of these movies I'm pulling out, you'll love them. School of Rock is great. It's just nostalgia right there. It's just so much fun. About Last Night. I think there's a sequel to this. This is the remake. I've seen this one, I think, once with Kevin Hart. Yeah, this is pretty fun. Hours. This is Paul Walker's last film. This is a really, really good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I like it. Paul Walker's probably his best role, too, and I'm super sad what happened. The Fast and Furious franchise has not been the same without him. But this is a really good movie. He has like a newborn baby, I think his daughter, and Hurricane Katrina happens, and he's just trying to keep her alive. Check this movie out if you haven't seen Hours. I don't think many people know about that one. It's good. Ladybugs. If I've seen this, it was probably when I was 3 or 4 or 5. But Rodney Dangerfield, Dangerfield, he is hilarious. This dude has a direct line to my funny bone. He oh my God. He makes me laugh in everything. I don't know if it's facial expressions, but that dude is so funny. Have you ever seen anybody funnier than him? Honey, Jessica Alba. I watched this when I was in theaters when I was a kid. Probably young teenager at the time. My God, Jessica Alba in that. Yeah, she was perfection. She dances half this movie. But this is a good movie. I liked it. I mean, a lot of movies I'm pulling and I'm saying they're good. You might disagree. It happens. Film is subjective, so please forgive me. From Dusk Till Dawn. So fun story. I watched this on VHS, I believe, with my buddy Chris. If you're watching, once again, Chris, Was it on VHS? We watched this at my dad's apartment. I think so. I was probably like either preteen or in my teens. It was a few years after it came out. It was probably like, geez, 2005 or 6. So I was probably, I was more like 14 or something like that. But yeah, this one's fun. This is a lot of fun. It was my dad, and I think my buddy Chris introduced my dad and I both to it, or I don't know if my dad had seen it, but yeah, I think we watched this on VHS. Good times, Chris, good times. That was a fun watch. That was a lot of fun. My buddy Chris is my go-to to watching movies with. He just loves movies, but he's the one I watch all the sick shit with. If I'm looking for something, okay, do you remember in The Town when he's like, hey, listen, we got to go fuck some people up, and I can't tell you why, I can't tell you who it is or anything like that. He's like, are you in? And his friend's just like, yeah. Whose car are we taking, he says. Well, my buddy Chris is the kind of person I'm like, listen, I bought some movies, they're messed up, they're crazy, and are you in? And he's just like, yep. I don't have to tell him the title, I just put it on. We all need a friend like that, where you just call up and you're like, listen, I got some messed up stuff in the mail. Are you interested in watching it? That's my friend. Stir Crazy is next. My buddy Mike recommended this one to me. Never seen it, but I'll have to check it out. And then The Toy is another one that my buddy Mike recommended that I'll have to check out. He's another one that I'll watch a lot of crazy stuff with. We all need that friend. So my buddy, like this, Blood Hook. This is the kind of movie where I'd be like, Chris, I don't know what it is, but are you interested? And he'd be like, yep, let's do it. So, yep, we all need that friend. Blood Hook, another Troma movie. So yeah, Chris, if you're watching, once again, it's another title for us to watch. All right, we got a Criterion movie here. So I ordered 2 Criterion titles. This one's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You got Phoebe Cates in this. I think this was the first time she ever showed her chest. She bared it all in this movie, so to speak. But yeah, Phoebe Cates, I feel like she was every kid in the 80s just dream. This was 82. It reminds me a lot of like the 80s version of Dazed and Confused, which was the 90s. But that was a lot of fun too. But yeah, this movie's pretty fun. I probably prefer Dazed and Confused a little bit, but finally grabbed it. So I grabbed 2 during that sale. They were like $20, and then I got one for free, so why not? Miller's Crossing. I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to checking this out. Recently grabbed it because my buddy Mike told me to grab it, and I think Convicted Cinephile recently grabbed this. If you're not following him, go check him out on Instagram. And he's also got a YouTube channel. And yeah, so he also recommended picking this up. I believe it was him, so that is everything. I also got these 2 movies, but this is a Mill Creek title, a retro VHS slipcover, but it didn't come with the slipcover. I only ordered 2 movies that came with the slipcover in the original pressing, and neither one came with it. So Neighbors and also White Line Fever. So neither one of these retro VHS slips, and neither one came with it. So that sucked. Target let me down with that. But that's everything. So just a little bit under an hour here. I'll see if I could kind of go through and kind of run down here a little bit of spines for you. So that's all of those. So that's everything there. Put that over there. I got next up this spine. So in case you missed it or anything like that, here's all those. Next up, we've got this one. All of those right there. So yeah, if you've seen any of these movies, let me know in the comment section below what you think of them. This is easily my largest haul ever. I got some really good deals. I've got more hauls to show you. I've got a Vinegar Syndrome haul coming. Let's see. Kino Lorber, Criterion, because they're running sales. And then also Full Moon Features did a little 4th of July sale, so we got that coming up as well. I do apologize for the glare. I know that there's a glare. I'm recording this late at night and it just happened, so I apologize. Next up right here as well. Put that down. And right here as well. And I did post a poll on my Instagram if people wanted, and it was kind of split 50-50 down the middle, if people wanted me to do the unboxing. I just figured this was a lot easier, a lot quicker. So yeah, that's everything. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like I said, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I am going to post some more hauls coming up soon. This Tuesday, they've got quite a bit of titles coming out, so I'll be doing a haul for this Tuesday. And then, like I said, Kino Lorber, Criterion, they got sales going on right now. Full Moon Features recently ran a 4th of July sale. I grabbed a few things. And then Vinegar Syndrome, my shipment should come tomorrow. So definitely be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the channel. And hopefully you enjoyed this video and you enjoy all my future videos. Anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys later.